Welcome to Loriza. Pruning is the process of removing unwanted branches or certain parts of a plant in order to improve its structure and to direct new healthy growth. But what exactly are those unwanted branches or parts that need to be removed? How does removing them improve the plant's structure? What is the difference between pruning and tipping, and how do they affect the plant's growth? We will answer all these questions in this video. We will identify exactly what to cut, why to cut, when to cut, and what tool to use to cut them. What should you cut? 1. Branches infected with a disease. Whenever you are pruning, the branches that show signs or symptoms of disease should always be the first to go. Cut those branches to prevent the disease from spreading. Just make sure to always sterilize or sanitize your pruners before and after each use. Carry a small bucket or a small pail that contains a disinfectant with you. Dip or soak your pruning tool in between cuts or plants so you don't spread the disease from plant to plant. 2. Damaged and dying branches. Cutting damaged and dying branches allows the plant to focus on flowering and fruiting, instead of wasting energy or nutrients on repairing damaged tissues. Cut sunburned or rotting branches affected by extreme weather conditions. 3. Branches that are covered are not exposed to sunlight. Branches that are not exposed to sunlight are not likely to produce fruits. Cut them off, for they only impede fruit production and compete with other branches for nutrients. 4. Branches that are too thin. Thin branches indicate lack of nutrients. This happens when a plant has more branches than what its roots and main trunk could adequately supply with nutrients. Some growers allow only one main branch or trunk to reach the top of the trellis. They also limit the number of branches to only 4, 5, or 6 for each main trunk. And out of those branches, they only allow up to 3 sub-branches. This ensures each branch gets sufficient supply of nutrients. 5. Branches that touch the ground or obstruct your walking or working space. It's a good practice to limit the size of your plant within a manageable size without impeding fruit production. Allow it to grow within a 7 to 7.5 feet diameter, 5 to 5.5 feet high envelope. A post spacing of 10 feet should leave you adequate space to walk and work around the plant without hurting yourself or the plant. Cut any stem that touches the ground or encroaches your walking or working space. 6. Branches that cause imbalance or structural instability. As much as possible, distribute the growth and weight more or less evenly around the post. Uneven weight distribution could damage your trellis and could even topple your post. 7. Lighter green branches. If you have to choose between 2 healthy branches, cut the one that has a lighter green color. Leave the darker green ones. Darker green branches are usually older, more mature, and more likely to bear fruits than the lighter green ones. 8. Stem tips. The practice of cutting the tip of a stem is called tipping. This is done to induce the plant to shoot more branches or buds out of that stem. This is how you direct the growth of your plant. It is recommended to allow only one branch, the main trunk, to grow all the way to the top of the trellis. Cutting off all other branches which would otherwise compete for nutrients speeds up growth in the main trunk. As soon as the main trunk reaches and grows past the top of the trellis, cut its top off. This forces the plant to shoot out new branches outward, forming an umbrella-like canopy on top of the trellis. This umbrella canopy allows a more or less even distribution of weight around the supporting post. It also allows equal exposure of branches to sunlight, which is essential for fruit production. When is the best time to cut? Regular pruning should be done during the summer, when the temperature is most favorable for rapid growth. Pruning is also recommended before the flowering cycle to remove small branches, so the plant can concentrate on flower and fruit production instead of developing unnecessary stems. Additional pruning or cutting is required as soon as you see any sign of disease or rotting. This is to prevent the spread of diseases or any further damage to the plant. What tool should you use for pruning? It is recommended to always use a sterilized, sanitized pruning shear cutter. But how do you sterilize or sanitize your pruner? What disinfectants should you use? Well, we will be covering these questions in another video. If you're not subscribed yet, please don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you'd be updated when we post new videos. To summarize, here again is a list of the things to cut. Branches infected with disease, damaged and dying branches, branches that are covered or not exposed to sunlight, branches that are too thin, branches that touch the ground or obstruct your walking or working space, branches that cause imbalance or structural instability, lighter green branches, and stem tips. This ends our presentation for today. We hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you very much. Have a nice day.